All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about the AI tools that are completely changing the game for developers and students. If you're looking to speed up your coding, learn way faster, and build cooler stuff, you are in exactly the right place.
You know the feeling, right? It's 2 in the morning, you're staring at some bizarre error message, and you've hit a total wall. It is one of the most frustrating parts of learning to code or, just being a developer. But what if you had a little help in those moments?
And that's exactly where AI comes in. The best way to think about it is not as a replacement, but as a super smart sidekick. It's there to handle the boring, repetitive stuff and suggest ideas so you can actually focus on the creative problem solving, the fun part.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll properly introduce your new AI sidekick. Then we'll get into how to code faster and learn smarter. After that, we'll cover how to handle all that other stuff, debugging, documenting, and automating. And finally, we'll give you a super clear plan on how to get started today.
Okay, so let's really get this straight. These tools are here to make you better. It's like having a senior developer sitting right next to you, ready to help out 24/7. They're here to augment your skills, not make them obsolete.
All right, with that mindset, let's jump into the really good stuff, getting faster and smarter. How can these tools actually help you write clean code way quicker, while also making sure you actually understand what's going on? We've all been there, writing the same setup code, the same API calls, the same functions again and again. It's necessary, for sure, but man, it slows you down. This is pretty much the first problem that AI coding assistants were built to solve. So let's look at the big players. You've got GitHub Copilot, which is kind of the industry standard. It just lives in your editor and suggests code as you type. Then there's Amazon Code Whisperer, which is perfect if you're working in the AWS world because it has security scans built right in. And for teams that are really focused on privacy, Tabnine is great because you can train it on your own private code. Now here's the best part. You don't have to pay to get in on this. If you're a student and you can get verified, GitHub Copilot is totally free. That's a huge deal. But if you're not a student, don't worry. Codium is an amazing free alternative that a ton of developers absolutely swear by. Okay, so writing code faster is one thing. But what about when you're looking at a huge, complex code base and you have no idea what's going on? Or you hit an error you've never seen before? Autocomplete isn't going to help you there. You need a tool for learning. And this is where a tool like Find comes in. It calls itself the AI search engine for developers, and honestly, that's the perfect description. Instead of just giving you a bunch of links you have to dig through, it reads them for you and just gives you the answer. You can ask it anything. You can literally copy-paste a weird error message and ask, what does this mean? Or ask it to explain a tough concept, like how React's virtual DOM actually works. You can even ask it to compare 2 different technologies for you. It's seriously like having a personal tutor on call. Now, what if AI wasn't just a feature, but the whole foundation of your code editor? Well, that's Cursor. It's an IDE built from the ground up for AI. You can literally chat with your entire project, ask it questions about how things work, and tell it to refactor code using plain English. For students trying to understand a big, existing project, this is a total game changer. Okay, so you've written your code, you understand it better, but the work isn't over, not even close. Now you've got to find the bugs, write the docs, and set up your tests. These are all super important, and now AI can help you automate them. For debugging, you've got some great options. Warp AI is this modern terminal that can take a confusing error and just translate it into plain English for you. So helpful. Then there's Continue, which is open source and runs on your own machine, which is great for privacy. And if you're using Replit, its Ghostwriter feature is awesome for explaining and fixing bugs right there in the browser. And now for everyone's favorite part of the job, documentation. For students, Notion AI is incredible for turning your notes into summaries or study guides. If you're building out a personal knowledge base, the AI plugins for Obsidian are fantastic. And of course, GitHub Copilot can just look at your code and write the comments and docs for you. It saves a ridiculous amount of time. And get this, AI can even write your tests now. This was always the dream, right? Tools like Testify or TestGenie can look at your code and just generate unit tests for you. They'll even think of edge cases you might have missed. It's a massive step forward for making sure your code is solid. So we've just thrown a ton of tools at you, and it's easy to feel a little overwhelmed. The big question is, okay, but how do I actually start? Well, don't worry. We've got a really simple, actionable plan for you. Here it is, your 4-step plan. Number 1, start with the free tools. Just try out Codium or Find and see how you like them. 2, if you're a student, go get that GitHub student pack and get Copilot for free. It's a no-brainer. 3, start combining tools. Use Find for learning and something like Cursor for coding. And finally, number 4, which is the most important one.
I cannot stress this enough. Always, always, always review the code the AI gives you. Think of it as a junior developer. It's super helpful, but it's going to make mistakes. It might write code that's insecure or inefficient or just plain wrong. Your job is to be the senior developer in the room who checks the work.
And the ecosystem around this stuff is just exploding. I mean, you have tools like CodeRunner AI that can instantly run and explain code in more than 50 different languages. The barrier to learning something new has basically just been vaporized.
So here's the final question. Will AI make you a 10x developer? Well, the potential is absolutely there. But it's not magic. The real power is using these tools to augment your own skills. If you embrace AI as a partner, you can learn faster, automate the boring stuff, and focus on solving the really big, interesting problems. And that's what it's all about.